Man, that nigga did it how I always wanted to do it, and I'll never be able to do it like that.
I think personally that anyone that really watches wrestling should be able to make it comparable to something else that they watch. Like, for example, on TikTok, somebody said that Charlotte is comparable to LeBron James. Because no matter what she does, she'll get some flack for whatever reason for just being as great as she actually is. I don't agree with that at all. I think that's blasphemous because I think Charlotte is probably one of the top 20 in rating workers in her generation. And not just like men or women, like in general, like top 20 in her generation. Do I think that we have no reason to hate her? No, I think we have legitimate reasons to be able to dislike what she does and dislike how she moves in certain ways. But if her name was Charlotte Johnson, would we revere her as much? No. No. And that's just my opinion, and that's what I think of it. Period.
I'll raise your opinion and say if Charlotte's not LeBron, then who?
John Cena.
No, I'm talking about in terms of the women.
Oh, I don't think there is a LeBron. First of all, I make a kind of comparison. I also look at the personality. Like Charlotte's like watching paint dry. LeBron is probably one of the more recognizable personalities in basketball.
That's true.
That's why I don't even. I'm thinking of the whole package when you say that in terms of skill level, also personality and all that stuff. I would say Charlotte's like. I get the polarizing thing, I guess, to a degree. Maybe that's what they were going for. But I don't even think Charlotte she ain't got nowhere near as much heat as John Cena got. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of mid.
I feel like it's a reach too.
That's a reach. She's like, who would I compare it to?
Charlotte?
I mean, I don't know. Everybody, it's hard.
Her, I need a viable name.
KD. I compare Charlotte to KD. The reason why I say I compare her to KD is just because it's easy to hate on someone that just makes it look so easy all the time. Like Charlotte makes it look easy all the fucking time. Like this, like the stuff she's gonna do with Bianca Belair is gonna look fantastic, and she's gonna make it look easy as fuck.
So who would Sasha be then? Like Kyrie?
Who? Sasha?
Yeah. Excuse me, Mercedes Moné.
That's spot on.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Don't do that.
Kyrie?
Yep, perfect.
All right.
Kyrie, she's perfect. Cause just like we're like, Kyrie Irving is controversial, whatever, but eccentric, but like it's poetry emotional watch Kyrie play. And Mercedes Moné better than Sasha Banks. I don't care what you say, I don't care how you slice it. Mercedes Moné better than Sasha Banks. Chef's kiss. Go watch that Willow Nightingale match.
So y'all agree? Y'all in agreement with KG then when saying in terms of the women, there is no LeBron.
There is no. I mean, the Charlotte comparison kind of makes sense because I feel like the more successful Charlotte got, the more people didn't like her. Whether she was heel or face, the better she was, the more people were against her. And it didn't even matter if she was heel or face. It's just like, oh my God, it's Charlotte. We already know what they're gonna do. They're gonna get her the title or put her right in some high-profile situation, no matter what happens. Whenever we see her, that's pretty much a LeBron aspect to me. I give you an example that makes sense. LeBron, like 38 years old right now, and I was looking at something I think 2 days ago. Like, is the ratings for the top rated 2K players and came out already. And 5 players got 97. One of those players is 38-year-old LeBron James. See what I'm saying? It's like he can't shake the top spot or the main attraction in his sport. Charlotte, no matter who champion, if she's active, she in the picture. If she not in the picture, she's in a program. Whoever's about to be in the picture, it's no light work with her ever.
I think to me, like I said, in ring, Charlotte is one of the top 20 performers of this generation. Like, there's not a lot of people, man or woman, that can wrestle in that ring better than Charlotte. It's a very small list that can do it better than Charlotte. But if I have to listen to Charlotte yell at somebody and talk through a promo, I'm gonna gouge my eyes out. I'm gonna bleed.
No, I think her reactions are too mild as a baby face to compare it to LeBron. It's like when she's a face, fans don't even care at times. They're like, "Oh, look at Charlotte."
No, because we don't care. We don't.
That's why I can't do the LeBron comparison. And there is no women's wrestler in WWE that has LeBron type. I mean, because the men, you got a lot of LeBrons. You got John Cena. You got Roman.
I love Roman. I don't know if I'm going. I'll put Cena there for sure.
No, I would say that just in terms of being polarized, the fans always cared about Roman. Is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Even when he was a face and getting.
True. I just me as much as y'all know as big as a fan of him, I've been from the start. Like I don't know if I could give him that. I'm trying to think like what would be like the next step up under that. Like Cena, without a doubt, to me, that's Cena. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, because I've made a comparison before. Bailey to me is like the female Jericho. So I'm just trying to think in terms of basketball. I don't know if that makes her Steph, but I'm trying to figure out if in terms of basketball, who would I compare her to?
Steph
is multi-time champion. She's entertaining, even though they kind of fumbling her right now, but she's kept herself relevant and in the conversation at all times, much like how we said about Charlotte. So I'm just trying to think what champion would I compare her to in basketball?
I feel like Steph is a good one because for the most part, she's able to adapt. Even with, at one point Steph was the underdog that we cheered for. And all of a sudden Steph was the villain when they got KD. And then all of a sudden it was just Steph by himself when he was trying to kill. Like I think that's a very viable comparison for the sport. And I feel like having these comparisons allows you to be able to teach other people about wrestling, which then in turn allows other people to want to get involved with wrestling because people like wrestling, but you don't want to admit it. It's just like anime. You watch anime and you do, but you don't want to admit it because you're embarrassed about it. And with that being said, allow me to introduce myself. Name is Ho. I'm just playing. What's up, y'all? I'm Joe Freeland, aka I'm the one tweeting, aka I'm the champ, aka Elon Musk. Fix fucking Twitter. Stop fucking playing with me. Okay, I'm not. Listen, I will take my shit. We'll go. What is it? Trends, threads.
Threads or trends?
What's the other one? What's the one that starts with an S? I'll go there. I don't need this shit. We'll start over. I don't need this shit. We got 2,500 plus strong on the Hot Take Wrestling podcast. Okay, we out here doing our thing out here. Hold on, let me introduce my brothers, ladies and gentlemen. The Redhead Wrangler, the Proper 12 Poppy, the Sasquatch Assassin, ladies and gentlemen. The other KG. Hold on one second. How are you, big bro?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I was going to say right now, I almost pulled a hamstring trying to slip my shoe off, so I guess this is karma for all those quad jokes about Kevin Nash.
Accurate.
Damn it, KG.
Damn it, KG. All right, well, let's get this. Ladies and gentlemen, the highest in the room, the Hennessy Hashish. I feel like that's the best word. And the Leaf leader, if you will. Hold on, don't say nothing. I got you. Hot Takes and King of the Black Robe, aka Will. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today's gonna be fun. Today's gonna be exciting, and gonna drop these clutch vibes on everybody. KG, you gotta relax. The sooner we get through all this, the quicker I can get back on this OnlyFans page. Go ahead, Logan.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ew. The man that dates women from 3'10" to 7'2". The man that is aware of women's feelings but just doesn't give a damn. Yep. Mm-hmm. The emotionally intelligent action figure assassin. Don't say nothing. I got you, big bro. Go ahead, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Michael Bolton. It's another episode of Hot Take Wrestling.
Did you say Michael Bolton?
Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton. First off, very underrated singer. Michael Bolton's fucking amazing. Second off, we do support sex workers. Okay, right. Or Mex.
You do.
Smex workers for Twitch. And if you're 18 and under right now, get out of here. Don't do this to yourself. You're not ready.
Don't do that. We need the PG fans. We
were raised in the Attitude Era. We don't need that. Okay, all right.
We definitely were. And unlike my co-host Joe, I'm feeling finally like what's his name, Ripley, and my man on my fucking Lethal Weapon. Like I'm too old for this shit. I'm not adding no more social media on my plate. I'm done. Everything else, old man Logan is gonna stay right here on good old IG and Twitter for now, and that's it. When y'all don't see old man Logan no more, you gonna know why.
First off,
bye.
Follow us on IG at Hot Take Wrestling. Follow us on TikTok at Hot Take Wrestling, Twitter at Wrestling Take, and YouTube at NMG TV. Also on Twitch at Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. Second off, like this is it. Like I'm in love with TikTok. I love it a lot. IG is where I will stay. Facebook is going to be gone a little. I don't need that. I only need it for just a couple reasons, and those reasons are vital, so it'll stay. But I'm not going to do anything other than that. All right, let's get into it. Let's get right into it. SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen, was actually pretty nice. It wasn't too bad. It was good. Nice. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of it all with SmackDown for the highlights of it all. Fellas, let's break this down with SmackDown. All right. I don't need a lot of other stuff. Let's go right into it.
For a second, though, I thought you said SmackDown. I'm about to say, what does Liv Morgan and Caleb Braxton have to do with anything?
KG, you got to chill, bro. You got to chill. You got to chill. You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
Shotzi too.
Raquel Gonzalez. Rodriguez.
Yeah, a lot of WCWs right now. But yeah.
Big facts.
I digress.
Go
ahead, sir, as you will.
I just want to say that we sent for a lot of people. So what is SummerSlam shaping up to be? Like what do we see? Anybody? I don't care who goes. Anybody?
The Tribal Chief versus one Jey Uso. Main eventing in Detroit, which one of our brothers may be there. You know, one of our brothers told us he may be in SummerSlam. So yeah,
it's confirmed. I'm going.
It's confirmed.
Oh, it's confirmed.
I'm going.
Is it clutch vibes while you going, or is it trip?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
I know somebody out there. That's all I'm saying.
Clutch vibes.
It's gonna go. It's that. But I'm definitely going for coverage. It's already paid for. For a field. I'm already trying to get the food stuff situated and down. I'm gonna be reporting live. So like when we get our predictions together for everything, I'm gonna tell y'all what's happening as it's happening. I'm gonna give y'all an inside scoop on dark matches because they be happening sometime. And then it's my first SummerSlam, so
Yes, sir.
No, you can I agree. You can try it out.
You're gonna have some nice main events, I think, at SummerSlam. I think we headed toward maybe Well, this should be the conclusion for now, at least. Cody versus Brock. That'll be another co-main event. We got Gunther versus Drew McIntyre, possibly. It's shaping up nicely right now. Maybe a triple threat. Person we started talking this episode about. Charlotte versus Asuka versus Bianca, maybe.
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna be negative Nancy. I don't want to see Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. That's gonna pour the shit out of me. I said it. I'm gonna fucking.
Yeah, I'll co-sign that. I don't need to see that again.
I don't want to see
That's
it.
what I told you. I told you they need to take that title off him, man. Him feuding with that dude done had multiple feuds with people. Because I said it wrong on one of the other episodes. He didn't face Kevin Owens 2 years in a row at the Royal Rumble, but he did face him twice at Royal Rumble, 2021 and then this year.
You know why y'all feel like that? Because even though we know like they fought each other before, no matter what happens, we know the outcome. Jey Uso not gonna be Roman Reigns.
Yes, there's no way. There's no way.
But what if?
No, there's no. Don't stop.
I'm gonna stop watching SmackDown.
He surpassed Hulk Hogan's title reign already. He's at 1,045 days.
Absolutely.
Yes. So he's cemented. For me as a fan, and as we've all said, F Hulk Hogan, and we loved Iron Sheik for that.
Yep.
The peace Iron Sheik.
Rest in peace, Sheik.
What if one Jey Uso gets the pin 1, 2, 3, and they do the unthinkable?
No.
I know. I think I know where you're going with this, and that'll suck ass. If you're leading to what I think you're saying, if Jey Uso win the belt and then Priest cash in on him, is that where that's going?
Don't do that. No.
Don't do it like that.
It's not going to be a long time. It's not going to be a long. Okay. He's going to cash that thing in pretty soon. Everybody gets what they want. Everybody gets what they want. The Roman haters get to see Roman get pinned again without, the low blow. Okay. The title's off of Roman. And what happens? Before you get to celebrate and be happy and all that good stuff, who comes out there? Big man from Judgment Day. Big Damian Priest.
No.
I don't know if I like this more or not, but I heard they're pretty committed to Cody versus Roman again. So I'm not expecting Roman to lose that title.
Give me that. That's what I want to get.
Versus Roman, and that's the beauty of this. Roman can lose the title and regain.
Oh, he can get it back. He could, but then it'll lessen it. I mean, it won't lessen it for Cody winning the title, but it'll mean more if that's the case. But that's when he finally gets pinned in a singles match.
Bro, it's got to be the Odyssey, man. Like it's got to be the Iliad. You got to keep it on someone who looks like the god, bro. Even if he wins it back, it's less. It's got to listen. We don't want it to stay on Roman. This is true. But it's got to stay on him, bro. Because, it would make me feel better as a fan if Cody wins it. But it's less if Cody wins it if Roman is like now what is he, 7, 6 times, 5 times, 4 times?
Like 4 or 5.
4 or 5, right? 4 or 5 times? 5 times? 5 times champion?
How many times he champion, you said?
Yeah.
Let me count real quick. You can keep talking and I'll do the math in my head real quick.
Okay. And he's like a 5-time champion, and then Cody wins to finish the story. Yeah. But what would make me feel a lot better is Cody predicted you're going to lose this, you're going to lose him, you're going to lose him, you're going to lose this. And then all you got on the title, you're going to lose that, and he's the one that takes it away. Boom. Writes up. Poetry in motion. Awesome.
6 times.
6 times.
6-time champion. Now, just hit me out here. We want to see Cody versus Roman again, whether it's for the title or not. It's plenty of meat on that bone.
Awesome.
It's plenty of meat on that bone. Pause. Because Roman can still say, hey, guess what?
You don't got to pause it. Never mind. We don't got to talk anatomy.
All right, so listen. Roman can still
say, gotta relax.
Roman can still say, look, you got to the top of the mountain. You lost. I lost my belt, and I regained it. You still haven't touched the title.
Yeah,
That part.
it's not the same.
That's a hit in the throat. What do you mean it's not the same?
It's not the same, bro. Listen. We had to watch Cody go to the top, start back down from the bottom, go back up.
Bro, it's 300.
Bro, listen, look.
300. Bleed.
They showed he can bleed. They showed he can bleed.
He's in a weakened state. I'm just saying.
Bro, listen. I love the idea. I love the story. It's gonna bore the fuck out of me watching them, because WrestleMania they're gonna put on a banger, obviously. But now ain't no Solo. It's just Roman and Cody. And do I think they put on a banger, but still, it's a principle. What I really want.
Oh, good.
What I really want. What would really, if Roman has to lose, I would rather Damian Priest just cash on Roman. Just cash in on Roman.
And that's the part you're forgetting here. One Paul Heyman always turns on his prize horse eventually for another prize horse. So they wouldn't allow Damian to be champion without it being some type of history where Paul sets Roman up for the fall. We already seen the rumors of where they say they got new music waiting for when Roman turns face again.
Don't do that either.
Please.
Don't let him touch your face, roll in any shape, fashion.
But I'm just saying, just to kind of bring the rumor part of it in there too. But
right.
I could totally see Paul Heyman turning on Roman Reigns for Damian Priest.
Damian Priest is a Paul Heyman guy through and through. Damian Priest is a Latino Mike Awesome. Just more athletic. He's more athletic. He literally.
If pushed right, you saying Mike Awesome, but if pushed right, and he shows his influence anyway, he could possibly be what Scott Hall should have been.
If pushed right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that I want everyone to understand. Damian Priest is the WWE version of who he is. If you give Damian Priest a 30 to 45 minute match, you get introduced to Punishment Martinez, which is the Ring of Honor version of who he is. And those versions are all really fucking good, really athletic, really smart, really good in that ring. I strongly suggest that you get on the Damian Priest train. I strongly suggest it. You just do it. Look, man, last night at NXT, him and Finn versus Mello and Trick, which I'm not comfortable calling another man Trick. Does not, so pause.
Big Trick.
No, pause, bro. Not comfortable. Pause. I'm not good with that. Nice. I don't feel safe doing that. But they cooked. Like they cooked last night, and Rhea Ripley and Dom are they're just so fucking good down there.
Bro, is Judgment Day finally over?
No, they're a unit again. Like
no, not over as in over. I'm saying, are they over? Like they feel over to me now. Not like they finna break them up, but like the group is finally doing what it's supposed to do.
This is a hot take here. I feel like Judgment Day right now surpassing the Bloodline.
Yeah, their story is gonna be like
they have that kind of momentum right now.
Yeah,
they got like, I'm not gonna jump the gun and say like MWO's momentum as a stable right now, but like whatever like the top stable in like the company usually is, like when Evolution was on top, when DX was on top, when there was other groups and other tag teams going on. That's what the Judgment Day is doing right now. And I was just mentioning it the other day. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't really think of how far they was going to go when they put Finn in the group and kicked Edge out, because I'm thinking if this is Edge's baby, if he destroys it, it's going to be over, and then they're going to benefit from whatever it was supposed to be. I didn't see it becoming this at all.
You know what I forgot? I forgot when they hired the Judgment Day was hired by Paul Heyman, And in the background, there was an interview of, I believe it was like Wrasslin Fans and whoever else she talked to. I don't give a damn. Wrasslin talked to anybody. She's just chef's kiss. But in the background, it was Paul Heyman, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and Dom. No fit. So that's what I'm saying. Like, who's the Paul Heyman guy? Damian Priest is a Paul Heyman guy. You can make that work. Don't fuck it up like you fucked up Damian. I'm sorry, Cesaro. Because y'all fucked that up something off. That was supposed to be something big.
Man, it had potential to be big.
Yeah. Here's something. Here's something that I don't like. I don't think I like Melo losing 2 matches in a row and then him losing at NXT, but I see why he had to, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Because the way the way he lost NXT was with chicanery. It was with shenanigans, which is fine. I get that's great. Okay, cool, awesome. But that's his house. He shouldn't lose in his house. He should never lose, and he's champ. Champ.
It's a rhyme and a reason to it, though, bro.
Nah, I get it. You got to make Judgment look strong still. Like
Not just that, but the visibility aspect of that too. Like a Dom versus Melo feud, Melo's gonna benefit from that so much because of the heat magnet that Dom is right now. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna bring visibility to NXT that hasn't been coming to NXT in a long time. A lot of people gave up on NXT when they rebranded and 2.0 and the black and gold.
Ain't gonna lie.
This is the closest what they've been doing, utilizing people that aren't really being used on the main roster. You got Baron Corbin come down there. He do the lone wolf angle for a second. We had Dolph come down there for a little bit while Braun was champ. You got Dijak back down there. You got talent, you know what I'm saying, that aren't being really utilized on SmackDown and Raw coming. They had Apollo down there for a minute, giving solid matches with people, kind of, helping to put them over. You even had Seth freaking Rollins defend his new championship on NXT.
Real quick, bro. Didn't Dolph win the belt when he went down there?
Yeah, he did. Also, that was the last time we saw fucking Bobby Roode, but he won the title down there.
Where is Bobby Roode?
Recovering from surgery. I seen that Kurt Angle said that he rehabbing from a surgery he had in a while, and he's actually advocating for him to push him because of his age. And I'm right there with you, Kurt.
It's definitely I don't even care if it's just on NXT. They need to push Bobby while they can.
Yeah, shit. Bring money back. I don't give a fuck. Sign Storm too. Shit.
If he bring the long hair back, what did he have on his robe? It Factor.
It Factor.
Yeah.
Dude, the glorious It Factor in WWE would not be cool.
Man,
it wouldn't be cool. And if you made him heel like he should be, wearing suits when he's not on camera, when he's not wrestling, and then with the robe when it's time to get busy, then you got the guy.
That's the guy, bro. That's another one that was the guy. Like that's him. He's him. He's
Seriously.
Bro, like you said last week, man. Trips and Sean are cooking. They are cooking something serious right now,
bro. It is like fresh, like freshly seasoned, put in overnight in the sauces and juices, slow cooking. Like it's one of those. Like it's Salt Bay and everything cooking, bro. Like for example, what I didn't realize, you are crossing 2 platforms, SmackDown, NXT, and Raw, and you're putting them all in all 3 shows. So now what does that mean? Basically now, there's so many other storylines that we're not even realizing are going to happen now. Because now Melo and Finn might be a fucking thing. Like, throughout. Like, if Melo loses the title to Ilya Dragunov or whatever, which I highly doubt happens, What does that do? Oh, I'll tell you what it does. Guess who's going to the main roster? Melo, Trick Williams. And guess who Melo's going at first? Mr. Balor. And you know if that doesn't work out, he can take the title off that motherfucker Austin Theory. And that needs to happen. Listen, Austin Theory and Pretty Deadly, I see why you would do that. But you're not using Austin Theory nearly enough. Pretty Deadly's kind of hot as your heel tag team. And then you got the Creed brothers moving up, which, by the way, take my money to whoever they wrestle. I want them to wrestle the Viking Raiders or Alpha Academy. Take my money. If the Creed brothers get time to cook, take my fucking money. Take it. Just take it.
Bro, that's why for me, I was such a fan of the whole unification of the NXT women title in the main roster title, because okay, sure, they used Ronda and Shayna as the vehicles for that. That didn't last long, as we see, because like you said, I didn't know this was going on, but Ronda's not re-signing or something like that, so it makes sense to kind of like write her out, you know what I mean, and utilize Shayna. But you can cross brand. Just imagine if they're able to get NXT back to black and gold status, and you got 3 viable products on all 3 nights, on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Just imagine that, because all of us in this group right here, all of us was watching black and gold NXT. That was in rotation the same way Raw was and the same way SmackDown was.
It's back in now. Like it's
if they can build NXT back up to how it was a few years ago, where remember how they had to incorporate them in Survivor Series?
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir.
Needs to be on that level again.
We're
not gonna act like it ain't been there since. Really, that was the Undisputed Era. That was
Keith Lee
and them. Johnny was still there. Tommaso was still there.
Which that's gonna be a great feud too. Tommaso and Miz.
Yeah, they just incorporated Bronson Reed on Monday.
Yep.
So, I mean, we're gonna see Bronson Reed and Tommaso on Raw at some point. Man,
which will probably lead to a DIY reunion as well.
Now, I will say this: I know they're not big on doing a babyface team against a babyface team, but I love to see DIY versus KO and Sammy.
That'd be he just said, take my money for the Creed brothers. Take my money for that.
That's the one.
And let them cook. Let them get a half hour.
They're gonna tear the house down.
You know what's crazy? I could see them giving us that on Raw just because one time, if they actually put them back together.
Yeah, they have to do that, because that's a pay-per-view match. And knowing Trips, I think Trips is understanding, like, I need my pay-per-views back, my takeovers. Like, I think he knows that. Like, he's like,
or even if they don't want to do a flat-out singles, well, not singles, one-on-one, they could throw Imperium in there and make a triple threat.
Oh, even if they put Imperium in there, that's still good. Because Imperium's good too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna say I would rather just see the 2 versus 2 match, but I wouldn't be mad if it was a triple threat, standard tag team match. But
yeah,
I think, and I also think that if Ronda Rousey has a good match with Shayna Baszler, I will recant all the things that I've ever said about Ronda Rousey. I'll recant them.
I mean, Nia Jax arguably had her best singles match outside of that one against Bayley. It was probably against Ronda.
No, it was.
Well, I'll take it back.
Ingredients are there for a good match. Shayna alone can carry that match. How many clinics did she put on while she was in NXT? Like, she can carry that and make that a banger.
First 2-time NXT Women's Champion.
So they just had to cook.
What if EO cashes in on Rhea Ripley?
I didn't that feud again.
They're not taking. I mean, they're not taking it out of Rhea that soon, but I mean, I can see down the line.
How does that look? Like, what does that even look like?
I don't want her to take it off of Rhea right now, because I do agree with KG. That would be too soon, and Rhea's hot right now. Like she's a heat magnet.
Yes, she is.
But I don't want them to do the traditional WWE thing and have Io go after Oscar. And then it's okay. The two, you know what I mean, foreigners have to go at each other.
I don't want that.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Don't even think it's a possibility because Io waiting on Oscar to slip. She do not like her. The way Eddie Kingston don't like Claudio is the way she don't like Oscar. She is waiting.
Really?
Okay. Yes, she do not. It's a cultural thing. I read about it. So you know when they be like arguing in Japanese?
Yeah.
They're speaking two different types of Japanese. Io
was calling her a bitch or something, right?
Yeah. She was calling her a bitch in Japanese, and Oscar was calling her some other shit in Japanese that was getting under her skin. They really do not like each other.
This is nothing to do with anything. There's a soft core out for Oscar, which I want to again say that Hot Take Wrestling does support next workers.
Yeah, because as far as that's concerned, it almost sounds similar to people in Spain speak Los Ocho Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So like 9% of the world that speak Spanish.
Mm-hmm. They actually mentioned their whole Japanese thing in like a promo they did, something like on Raw. It was months ago, and that's when I first read about it. And I was like, why are they really had to be told to be quiet?
You look at it like
we all kind of got lost. Like, damn, what's going on here? She called that girl a bitch in Japanese and then said it in English.
I feel I don't care who Io catches in on because I know Io's gonna give me a good match. Io is very underrated.
Very.
And I think that barring the language barrier, she's still been able to be like an impactful member of Damage Control.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're waiting on Dakota Kai to come back because Dakota was such an integral part and she's so good. Hey, what happened to Tegan Knox? Is she even there anymore? They just moved her somewhere else.
She just had a match. She was in a tag match when they did that on Raw 2 weeks ago. I'm trying to remember who they put her with.
Dana Brooke?
Was it Dana Brooke? I believe it was Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
Dana Brooke doesn't suck. She just had bad luck.
Terrible luck. Let's say the right word. Okay.
Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke's not that bad.
Last time Dana Brooke was hot was when they had the 24/7 title going on, and then before that was when they had the rumors about her potentially dating Batista, and she was doing a Batista bomb in some of her matches. She hasn't been much since.
I feel like Dana Brooke was on her way to bigger, better things until she faced Asuka, and then that was it. That was it. Like she had that thing where she was with what's her name? The girl that's Aussie that wore the gloves and shit. That wore the half-hand gloves.
Who, Emma?
Emma.
Yeah.
Yep.
That worked.
That worked for a while. That really worked for a while because when Asuka that was the first people Asuka faced, and we hated them, and it was well worth it. Dana Brooke was giving you they weren't amazing matches, but they were good 10-minute matches, and she looked strong in them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of things slowed her momentum down, but she's just not terrible. All right, let's move on. All right, I'm just a hater tonight. I don't want to see Samoa Joe versus CM Punk for the fourth time. They're old now, and Joe's the only one that still has gas in the tank. I said it out loud. There, boom, said it out loud. I didn't say it again. I don't need to repeat myself for you guys watching out in High Take Land. I don't need that for you guys. Okay, they heard me say it, so I said it. Let's talk about it. Samoa Joe is still good. I think Samoa Joe's always going to be good because he's catered his wrestling style to where he's like, what can I do? What can't I do? What do I struggle to do? Or what have I gotten better at? And that's what he's doing now with his style. His style has evolved. CM Punk is giving me the same stuff that he did in 2011 that he can't do anymore. Cannot do it. His swinging neckbreaker takes 75 seconds to get done with. It's long. It's a long turning process. The elbow drop is losing its luster. He's literally just going across it. He's not even in the air anymore like he was. He's just falling. Now he's just falling. Okay. Right? The go to sleep, the knee ain't even getting up. Okay, it's just a leg race now. It ain't even. It's not the same. I'm not a CM Punk hater. I'm telling you what I see. Like he's not quick. He's not bouncing off stuff no more. He's not getting back to stuff. No, it's not. Samoa Joe still got it. He done been in the ring with Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, and put them boys over and made them look good and still make himself look strong in the process.
But to be fair, though, Samoa Joe didn't stop for several years. You know what I mean? Only time he was away from the ring was due to injury. So
we got to stop saying that.
We have to bring it. I know it sounds like a cop out. I'm just saying.
We got because Edge was out of the.
Edge came back amazing, but Edge, you know, Edge wasn't trying to do MMA. That's for one, and then for two, Edge is from a different era of wrestling, so we can't really. That ain't a fair comparison either. Like
how?
Because Edge would come from the dungeon, bro. He was, if I'm not mistaken, he was the last one from the dungeon.
I thought it was Natty.
Mm-hmm.
Or Natty's family, but I'm, you know.
Look, man. Look, bro. I get it.
And I might be caping just a little bit, but we know why CM Punk is in the AEW ring. We're not going to dance around it. We don't have to address it. We all know why he's there. It's the same reason why the Elite threw a hissy fit when they weren't on the cover in the center. Just calling it what it is. The game is a fake Def Jam Vendetta anyway. But CM Punk is there to attract people, and that's what he's doing. He's attracting that casual fan. He's attracting his fan because the fans of his, you know, while a lot of us might be jaded, you know what I mean? Like you are, Joe.
I'm not jaded.
You're jaded.
It's a realistic take. It's not even a hot take. Look, bro. Look. Okay. All right.
You got to learn how to do like Undertaker. Undertaker took away the old school. He took away that jump over the top rope, and he focused more on that ground and pound. You know, to do what he needed to do to give us that 30 minutes, and then you know he added that for the rest of the year.
But that's the thing. Logan. He's so stubborn that he won't even do that.
I don't know if it's the stubborn thing, bro. I'm not gonna say it's not people over there in AEW that won't tell him, "Hey, look, man, this move ain't working for you. You got to stop." Tony's not gonna do that.
Of course not.
Tony's not gonna do that. Tony, and this is where I'll give Vince McMahon his just due. Vince ain't got no problem saying, "Hey, man, look, that ain't working." And Vince got people around him where if you ain't listening to him, well, yeah, you're gonna hear from Trips. You hear from Steph. You hear from whoever he got in the background. You know, Nick Khan. Whoever need to tell you, man. Hey, look, that ain't working.
Okay, all right. Here's
the point to get there.
Here's my full-on gripe with CM Punk. CM Punk went to the hardest sports to compete in and was still out of shape. just that. Like I'm not saying like, listen, go look at CM Punk in ring shape for MMA. And then go look at CM Punk at AEW Collision. There you go. Like he's literally just like, I'm just gonna take this money and then we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do as we go along the way there. And I am not a CM Punk hater. My favorite moments from WWE have CM Punk involved in. He doesn't care about what happened. Like Samoa Joe is in silent shape. He's still got gas in the tank or whatever, and is going to do great in that match. And he's going to carry that. The CM Punk cannot do it. I don't want to see that match because it's not like what it was at Ring of Honor. Well, it was a Ring of Honor where they did the best three, whatever. And it was epic. And CM Punk was actually invested. He's not invested. He's invested in finishing out his contract and then going to go make more comics and go to more cons and make money. He doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to go back to WWE because Vince is like, fuck that guy. He's not coming back. Literally. All right. They want Joe back because Joe makes sense. I know they want Joe back, but Joe probably is like, I'm past my prime. I don't want to do that shit. And plus, Joe can do commentary.
But Trips didn't never want to let Joe go. Like
no.
He said that I believe he didn't want Samoa Joe to leave.
No, because he knew what was going to happen on Horizon. Listen, you know what would have happened if Joe would have stayed on the main roster and would have had to have an epic program with Roman Reigns, you know what that looks like? It's fucking crazy.
Man.
Fuck a wow. Or fuck it.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins. Austin Theory. Gunther.
Man.
Bro, like it's because Joe has adapted his style of how he is in ring to still be able to give us pieces of what the old Samoa Joe was like. Okay, like he's Samoa. We need to start appreciating Samoa Joe for what he actually was. Okay, all right, and really understand he gets it. But there's some people and you know what? This is the only time you're going to hear me say it. Some people like Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, who are going to be doing the same shit in their mid-40s, and it's not going to hit the same. That V trigger is not going to hit the same as it does right now. And they need to start adapting their style to figure out how to be more relevant. You may not like Roman's 5 moves to do. You may not like John Cena's 5 moves to do. But guess what doesn't change? That good-ass in-ring performance. Ever. Everybody's not like Kurt Angle where they're going to take perkies and fight through the pain. Not doing that, okay? You need to be able to evolve your fucking style. And you know who does that? Roman. Roman came back with a guillotine. Why the fuck is Roman doing a guillotine? I don't know. But it evolved. So now...
The reason Taker was?
Right, exactly. So now, same thing with Brock when he did the
Kimura lock.
The Kimura lock. Boom. I'm evolving I'm adding stuff to the shape, to the actual wheelhouse, to the tool belt, to the set, so that way it can be utilized. CM Punk has not done that. He did the Pepsi smash. Oh God. And it's not even the same anymore. Because it's not the same. It's just not, okay? Listen, wrestlers have to start getting in. Wrestlers have to start watching other wrestlers and realizing that they're evolving. When Edge couldn't do the flip over the top rope anymore, he realized he was coming back. You know what he did? The crossface. Execution's still there. Spear is still there. Some of the other moves are still there, whatever. All those things. Like more submission holds, because now I can't move as fast as I used to. So I need to do more storytelling. Randy Orton does the same thing now, okay? Because Randy Orton's style is more so predicated to being like, I have to evolve. So there's certain things I can't do. That power slam that I do or whatever, I can do it on rare occasions. That DT can stay there because they love that. RKO, they still love that or whatever. But you don't see Randy Orton doing that backbreaker no more, but he's still stomping on niggas' hands, limbs, and everything else because he realized my style has to be predicated because it has to evolve. If I want to do this on 40 or 50, that's how it has to go. Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, CM Punk, Dante Martin, and I'm just naming people at this point who I think need to evolve their style. Ricochet have to start evolving their style. Rico in his mid-30s?
Who?
Ricochet.
Yeah, in his mid-30s. He's like 34.
34. At 36. Some of that flippy shit gotta go. You get AJ Styles the same thing. Cab Crusher. That wasn't in the bag till AJ was like, I'm a New Japan. These motherfuckers are really high as shit.
I realize all standout wrestling heels eventually develop a submission hold of some sort. They feel like they gotta have it in their arsenal of some sort. Like even Sheamus. He started doing the cloverleaf and was beating people with it for a minute.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre had a submission hold too for a minute. I forgot what it was.
I know it was too.
But he had one.
He had one.
Jinder was doing a Cobra Clutch, like random heels, but they give heels submission holds at a certain point when they like real hot, because when Brock put the Kimura out, he broke everybody's arm.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. And it wasn't even a discussion about how he was gonna do it. He was gonna pull it out and he was gonna do it and it was gonna be a wrap. Like that's just what Blue.
It was such a protected move though, because you kind of caught like the arm snap wasn't nothing but them turning their elbow at the right time to make it look bad.
Right.
But the way he was getting Hunter, the way they sold it, I felt bad for him.
I thought he broke it for because when Hunter popped, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I thought he broke it
I
for real.
thought he got him for real.
Yeah. Same thing with Sean. He did the same thing to Sean. And Sean, Sean can sell anything. Sean can sell anything.
Sean, like his life was over.
This is a sidebar. Jason Jordan is in the back. I'm happy to see Jason Jordan in the back because after that neck.
Oh yeah, I saw him as a road agent. I saw
Yeah,
him.
he's an agent. Yeah, he's an agent now.
Yeah,
Keeping it on AEW for a second though. I want to bring up the MJF Adam Cole storyline tag angle that's going on right now, and I want to bring up Jade Cargill making some statements as of late, basically saying, "Hey, I'm not in a rush to come back to the ring yet." And a lot of people I saw, Joe, I know you put us up on them, the Black Wrestling Alliance, I think they call.
Yeah.
They were on their podcast and they were talking about it, and I wanted to know what y'all thought about, her kind of taking the time to come back after the run she's had. Whether you know what I'm saying, we've all said it at one point or not about her being green or not, whatever, but her deciding to say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna step away from it for a little bit. Like, what do y'all think? Can you attribute to that, or is it something she shouldn't do, or she should come? Like, what are y'all thoughts on that?
Go ahead, Will.
I think about the Jade Cargill situation a lot because I was one of those people that even when she was at her greenest, I was like, hey, Tony Khan, you have a star. Here you have it. Use it correctly. Book her not so video game like you might get somewhere with her if you really let her, get better. And now she had the run she had. Granted, her run is a lot of rematches and all that, but we're not going to dive into that too much. But as it stands, Jade Cargill got one loss to her record. She got progressively better through continuously wrestling through whatever was thrown at her. And Jade Cargill probably realized something that some of us either knew or fought against when it came to her. That she is a star. It's in her head now. And I remember maybe a few months ago, like reading about what happened when WWE had sent her offer before she took AEW's offer. And that made me wonder, what if she possibly taking some time off to train, get better, do some public appearances? Because she did have a fitness model career, whatever, before she started being a wrestler. She probably put some time into that. But then what if she sneak us and get in the Rumble?
Depending on what their contract was.
Hey, look.
Because it's been about 2 years, right?
Look.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
Look. Hey. If Jade Cargill's in the Rumble, listen. Okay. All right. Okay. Hear me out. Jade Cargill's a mother. I understand why she wants to take time. She wants to spend time with her daughter, and she's also a wife. Get that. But if Jade Cargill does the Mercedes Moné route, where I'm taking time off to train, to be a better wrestler, to be a better athlete, and to be more equipped in that ring or whatever, and comes back in the Royal Rumble and is now back, and you get Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. Oh,
yeah, WrestleMania off top. They not gonna not give us that match if she show up at the Rumble. They're not gonna play that game.
Oh my God! Now look. If she does it that way, fine, great. But if Jade Cargill, forgive me, I'm a hater tonight. If Jade Cargill thinks because she only lost once that she don't got a lot of work to do, somebody tell her she can fuck her shit up and get her shit back together.
Bro, Jade might be the most overrated wrestler currently.
Overrated?
I'll stick by that.
Over Ronda Rousey?
Bro, Ronda had.
You hate Ronda.
I did. Yes, I do.
Show me one great Jade. Right, but Ronda still had some damn bangers. Whether it be her getting carried or not, Jade ain't had a single, and she had some good dancing partners.
Okay, I'll do this with you. I'll dance with you, buddy. Pause.
Pause for what? Let's pause.
I said dance with you. I thought that was a good move. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. What would we say is Jade Cargill's best match? Do we have one? Do we think we have one? Do we think we have something in the works for that? I would say it's got to be like a Ruby Soho match of some sort.
Or Chris Statlander, maybe.
It's a match she had with Anna Jay.
Yeah,
it was like a hardcore match or something like that. That's her best match.
That's probably her best match. Okay, those two. All right, now
I was with KG. I thought of the Ruby match and I thought of the Chris Statlander match, the first one. I didn't see their last one, so I couldn't say.
I think the last one was pretty quick. I think I didn't catch much of that. Yeah.
Okay. KG's right. It's fast. Let's do Ronda's best match. Ronda's best match. Shit.
Probably the I Quit match versus Charlotte last year.
Mm-hmm. That's for Charlotte.
Yeah, that got to be it. No, that's it. The Charlotte match, because the way she got her to make her tap was ugly. I remember that. That's the one.
That's the one. Now,
and honorable mention Royal Rumble against Sasha Banks.
That's Sasha. Look, okay, all right.
Well, they both had great dancing partners. That's what I literally said, though.
No, wait. Now, wait. Okay, all right. Can we agree that in terms of women wrestling, Mercedes Moné, Charlotte Flair, at least top 5 all time? At least.
I'm going to say yes, without a doubt.
Okay.
Are we just talking American wrestling? Or in general?
General.
I'm going to say American because I can't speak for the Japanese.
Right, because I know there was one. Oh, go ahead, Logan.
No, I'm just saying I know it's some legendary ones over there in the Japanese culture, with wrestling. So I can't attribute for them because I didn't see that. But just from what I have saw, yeah, I'm going to say they top 5.
Okay. I'll make it better. Top 10 of all time.
No, they might be top 5. I get what you're getting at, but also at the same time, I don't think they tried to protect Ronda from having extended matches. Jade can't even work probably more than 10-minute matches without getting just nodding off.
Okay. All right. But
she's just not fluid enough yet.
I agree. I agree. This is what I'm saying. If you give me somebody who, for lack of a better word, is all elite in every aspect of the game of wrestling or whatever, of course, that's going to be one of my best matches of what I'm going to do. If you give me someone who is very good in the ring or solid and is willing to work in the ring with me, I'm not going to get as good of matches. Now, look, can I sit here and say that Jade Cargill is a great wrestler and she's solid in the ring? Hell no. I'm never going to say. I don't give a fuck. You can have a gun in my head or whatever. I'll be like, watch it. It's not going to watch. You watch those matches. You tell me. No, I don't agree with that. Do I think that Jade Cargill and Ronda Rousey are both overrated? Yes. Do I think Jade Cargill is better? No. I'll give you that. She's not better. She is not better than Ronda Rousey.
No.
What I will say, though, however, is
hell no.
What I will say, however, is that if you switch those opponents, the argument is now shifting. It's different.
Yeah. Because Ronda had a pretty dang good match against Ruby Soho, too, when she was Ruby Riott.
I feel like that's catering more to me, though. I feel like.
No, what I'm saying, you saying is if the roles were reversed, you thinking Jade could stay. I don't think she would. I think Jade is the equivalent of if they had put the title on Bianca or Raquel Rodriguez right away. Raquel debuted, she had threw Tegan Knox to the table, had bounced off the table, so Dakota Kai could get the win. So they're doing their whole Shawn Michaels Diesel thing. Right. But they waited though. Raquel didn't get that title right away.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm saying that's the equivalent of what they're doing with Jade. So maybe it's no fault of her own, but also, she's working with Bryan Danielson, and she still ain't showed that much signs of improvement.
She got better, but it's All right,
That
this
much. No, it's not like level. Right. It's some improvement. Yeah.
yeah.
She's not
This how I
trash
look
by
at
any.
Jade. Jade is Bobby Lashley that first run in WWE.
Yep.
I could see that.
Okay, yeah, all
She's
right.
Bobby Lashley first run WWE with more training, more tenureship. Let's say she do what Bobby did. Bobby left WWE, went to Impact. Bobby was a monster in Impact.
Because it clicked.
You know, he had all those titles.
Yep.
He showed his personality.
And a
You know,
headband.
Yeah. Headband Bobby. A monster. You know what I'm saying? They brought him back and they had him doing what he was doing at first initially. And I don't know if Bobby said, hey, look, I ain't doing it no more. But when they went ahead and made Leo his little mouthpiece and he started going into that almighty phase, Bobby got to show what he did in Impact. Same thing with Drew McIntyre. Drew went to Impact and was a dog. So
That's how the Impact. Yeah.
we have to see Jade. Jade, you know, now, like you said, there's other factors there. She's a mother, you know what I mean? She's the wife, so she has to. It's really up to her where she goes from here, you know, because she has the presence. She has star presence, you know. Same way Hollywood is coming for everybody else. Yeah, they're looking at Jade too. They made sure they put Jade in their game. And Fight Forever doesn't have a lot of women in it.
No, I think it's her, Britt, Chris, and is Ruby in there?
I don't even know if Ruby's in there. I think you got to unlock them. So it doesn't have a lot of women, but they made sure Jade was in it.
Look, okay, all right. My thing is the following: if Jade is focused on wanting to be a wrestler and wanting to get better, it'll click eventually. She just has to keep working at it, and she doesn't need to be in storylines to do that, in my opinion, because of the way that AEW wrestles and because of the style that AEW wrestles. If she just works with Bryan Danielson for 6 months to a year and maybe takes 6 months off and then 6 months on, and that's fine with me. I would rather Jade Cargill go to the Mercedes Moné route and just learn as much as she can. I feel like as a wrestler, she can do so much more, and she doesn't have to do too much because she's already long, she's tall, she's usually bigger than her opponent, and she's strong as shit. Then it's not a lot more for her to learn. She just has to have better presence and be mindful of the ring and just be better. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
She get more fluid in the ring. I'll say this: it's more matchups I want to see her have in WWE than I want to see her have in AEW.
That's exactly what I'm about to get to, because I was going to chime in and say, really, if she doesn't go the Indies, Japan route, as far as like whatever she would need to like hone her craft, I mean, WWE does have a performance center, and I think somebody like Jade Cargill could benefit from that.
Right, and I think Willow Nightingale is someone who's just flourished from so many things, from being in a performance center not being utilized, and all of a sudden going to being in the Indies and being utilized, and going to the dojo to be utilized, and all of a sudden learning. Like Willow Nightingale should be her arc. Like that's who you should be chasing. She started young. Boyfriend was a wrestler. She went to the performance center, got on for a little bit. They released her. Then she went to the Indies for a while, wrestled guys or whatever. She's strong as shit, able to move in that ring or whatever, develop presence, and also developed at the actual dojo. Which, okay, two things: New Japan dojo, performance center. Both of you give you solid training. That's where you want to go. Like that's if you're a wrestler. Juice Robinson is way better.
Mm-hmm.
He was at the performance center, and he was at the dojo, and you can either blame it on either of the two. Way better. Good. So it depends on what the actual goal of it all is, like for you as a wrestler. But if that's the case, if I'm Jade Cargill, Tony, send me to Japan. Or Tony,
I don't see the Japan thing. Not to cut you off, bro, but it's the mother factor you brought up too. And as a mother, see Mercedes, she can go. She doesn't have that, you know what I mean, obligation as a mother to anybody to be like, all right, I have to account for my child and time with my child like Jay do. So a performance center where they going, they taping NXT whenever they taping NXT. You know what I mean? It's a little bit more wiggle room there. You know what I mean? Which is probably why AEW worked for, because AEW does a lot of taping. You know what I mean? They were doing dark and all that elevation at the you know what I mean, events for Dynamite and all that. So I could see that being more of the situation she would go than the purist route. I feel like the dojo thing, the New Japan aspect, that's like a wrestling purist where they're like,
Yeah,
I want to have the full experience. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you're right. I mean, because Jay Cargill and NXT for me it just works. Like,
I just came across information that made me like help what we were just saying, because apparently Jay Cargill had some time in Jacksonville, Florida. So her having Florida ties, I could really see her doing NXT at some point.
Yeah, because it just works. It just works.
Yeah,
It just
crazy.
works. Unless because I think
she was fine as hell when she played basketball.
shoot, Jay Cargill.
Yeah,
I know. I already know. I'm already knowing. When she was WCW, I looked her up.
Hey, I saw her on IG. It was some like fitness thing, like Will was talking about. And I said, yo, she's bad, but she was training.
Right.
I was like, once I saw her in the ring, I said, oh, she has to be WCW on hot take.
Has to be.
yeah.
Which by the way is coming back after SummerSlam, bro. We're gonna after SummerSlam is gonna be a lot of things that's gonna be in the works for everything. All right. Guys, it's been a pleasure. It's been great.
Wait. Before you finish it out, brother, we didn't get to the MJF Adam Cole storyline that's taking place.
That's entertaining. I like that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I just wanted y'all thoughts on that too, because I agree. I do think this is very entertaining. While I do feel like this whole run of MJF being champion, I've been wanting like more. It's been kind of lackluster to me. This is probably the most I've been entertained by him during this run, since he's won that belt.
Go ahead. Anybody else?
I was actually going to kind of chime in on what Logan said on the front of. I feel like his promos and his antics stick out more than his wrestling during his title run. I wish that I need that to change at some point, because the whole Adam Cole and him angle right now, it's entertaining. But if you know how MJF roll, you know how it's gonna go. It's gonna be that one moment where Adam think that he might be able to slick trust him because of how he's forcing this connection, and then MJF gonna turn on him. It's gonna be real bad how he beat him up, and then it's gonna push this real emotional title match, and Cole gonna bring it out of him. But MJF might still win. Like, I hate that it's predictable like that, but this is really what they're giving us. And the best thing that we know we're gonna get out of it between MJF and Cole is, MJF on the mic doing what he do. He already hit about old NXT stuff with Adam Cole, fails and rumors on the mic and all that. Like, but I kind of see where this is going, and I don't know. Like, I don't think MJF had that wrestling match yet in his title run. Not saying like since he's been in AEW, he had that match already, but like since he's been champ, like that match that says this is why I'm champ wrestling wise. Now, granted, I'm not taking nothing from him from that fatal 4-way match with the Pillars or nothing. That was a good match, but I think they stuck, some of the stuff they did stuck out a little more than him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man.
I think the Iron Man match was his signature match. I mean, granted, once again, it's Bryan Danielson, but
yeah, with stuff like that, it was only as good as his opponent. But it's like, when is he gonna take somebody who's like maybe like mid upper, you know what I'm saying, mid card, and they get that chance, and then their wrestling match elevates who he faces, whether he wins or loses. It ain't happened yet.
Yeah, I think with MJF being so entertaining that you forget he can wrestle.
Yeah,
like with Roman will say something, destroy everyone to leave. The ring, he comes in late after a big whatever that match, like a hardcore match or whatever, destroys everybody, then they use and get the title or whatever. I'm a smasher, I'm a stacker. You remember he stacked up Edge and Bryan Danielson or whatever for the most part. And then
go ahead.
And then but like those are like his signature things where he did those things and he did beat people for the most part. I think with MJF, again, even though that match was so great with him and Bryan Danielson, I don't think it was I wouldn't consider it a signature match because as a champ, it's got every one of like who's like a major champ, a major motivator for them. Like, this is why I'm champ. Hogan, it was Andre the Giant. Bryan Danielson, it was the Beating Evolution one night. With like those types of I think those types of things play a factor in Raw. So I don't think he has one yet, but we'll see what happens. Go ahead, KJ. I'm sorry.
I was gonna ask, was he champion when him and Wheeler Yuta had that match on Dynamite? That was a pretty damn good match. I'm trying to remember. Did he had a title at the time, or was it like right after he got back? Because he was off TV for like 3 months, and I'm losing like the time frames.
Wheeler was, I think Wheeler was it pure champion?
Pure champion. Yeah, so MJF might not have been world champion yet.
Yeah, I think Wheeler was the champion in that particular match. Yeah, so that was leading up to it.
I think one of those things that has to come to play with it is, although MJF is champion and although he has to take some accountability for the way that he's been champion, it's not completely his fault. The AEW system of how they do things and how they set things up is flawed. But I think there has to be some blame on him. There has to be some blame on Tony. A lot of blame on Tony Khan, and then a lot of blame on like the writing and how they set it up for as well. Because the way Roman's been set up for this championship run is immaculate. There are like one or two flaws, like 3 or 4 flaws there in the whole storyline, but still immaculate. Anything else, Logan?
No, that was it, bro. I think you hit it on the head with that last comment in terms of, what's going on with MJF in that champion role. And I'll be honest, that's just a shining example of being in an upstart company and being in a seasoned, corporation. You know what I mean? Like
right.
WWE, sometimes they do goofy stuff, but a lot of the times you're going to be entertained. And right now, with Trips at the helm, we've been entertained more so than not. And MJF in the palm, being clay in the palms of Paul Levesque's hands, it would be so much. We would be talking so much differently.
Yep. Oh my God. Oh, now I'm thinking about it. 2024. The deal war of 2024, guys. Be ready. Be prepared. Thank you guys so much for watching the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. Please follow us on Instagram at Hot Take Wrestling, TikTok at Hot Take Wrestling, Twitter at Wrestling Take, YouTube at NMG Television, NMG TV, baby. Here's other contributors to the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us and being around with us, guys. If you could, please give them your catchphrase. Anybody? Go ahead, KG.
I need an ice pack for my hamstring.
Don't want to know what happened? Don't want to know what happened?
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I feel like we should go back to this hamstring thing and figure that out. Like, why that?
We can do that when you exit, I guess.
Oh, okay.
It was a shoe joke that I mentioned earlier.
That
legit happened.
Yeah, you did it with a shoe, right, buddy? That's what she said.
That's what she said. Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. I know you nasty motherfucker.
Yeah.
He was in there talking about dun, da, 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 da.
For her in the real Hurt Lock.
Aha!
Aha!
Aha! Aha!
Say it with me now. Lashley.
My main man. Don't do that.
They can't hold you, big man.
You can't hold your big man. But man, Bobby Lashley.
Fucking pause.
Pause, bro. Sorry. Pause. All right, give us the goodbye, ill will.
I hope we deliver some clutch vibes to you guys. Fellas, as usual, it was a pleasure. Sign us off.
Look, man, we got a lot of stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. I strongly suggest you stick around for the Hot Take Wrestling podcast. Also, for the record, I usually say fuck somebody. I don't really have anybody. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Fuck the Supreme Court as always, because they're some bitches. All right, y'all be good. Take care.
Throwback. Fuck Goldberg.
Fuck Goldberg. There was a tape. I'm gonna say I want to get out here. All right, bye guys. Bye. Okay, bye.
Save it.